Hello
Hello!
and welcome to Neon Lights Roleplay. I'm so sorry for cutting you off, Danielle. Take it away.
It's 100% totally fine, Hack. I appreciate all of your stream management. Howdy, hello, and welcome back for another episode of Gelgelim, the Yiddish fantasy gone rogue. We're just following up in the heels of the episode that just aired. And because I'm sure you've forgotten all about who we are, we're going to do a quick round of player and character introductions, and then we're going to get jumped right back into the very spicy moment that we've left everyone in. Let's start off with, I guess, our top left there, TJ.
All right. Hey, I'm TJ. I'm playing Alexis. We both go by he, him pronoun. Moving on to Sarah.
Alright, hey everybody, it's me, Sir Heckelite. I'm here on your screen once more in the same night, and I've lost a lot of hair between that amount of time. But
It's a very fast haircut.
Oh, thank you. And as per usual, tonight I will be playing Eleonora, and the two of us use she, they pronouns. Over
Hello.
to Church.
Hi.
Oh, or Danielle. Okay.
Nope,
I just don't know what order we do this. Okay.
No, it's fine. I've been very inconsistent. Hi, I'm Danielle Osterman. I am the facilitator for this game as well as the setting creator. She, they, please. Now you can go ahead, Turk.
Thank you so much for the permission. Hi, everybody. I am Turk, or Turk Accented, if you are also a fan of giant calcium beings. I will be playing Shawl tonight. I have not changed anything about my appearance so as to preserve continuity. Other than if you look at me in a certain direction, it kind of seems like I have a mustache. But as the only difference, imperceptible 5 points for you if you can get a clip of me with a mustache. Because I don't know, it looks nice. Anyway, I both Shawl and I use he him pronouns, and I am passing it over onto Janie, who hasn't gone yet.
No gaslighting here. Not today.
Janie, here. Okay, great, cool.
Okay. Sorry. Hi, I am Jeannie. I play Layla, and I forgot what I was going to say. Anyway, y'all are awesome. Thanks for tuning in.
I'm Max. I use he, they pronouns. I play Asher, who uses they, she, or he pronouns.
Fantastic. All right. So right before we get started, just a quick reminder that we do have this very lovely website with summaries of our previous sessions, as well as a overview of the world that we're in, and a list of all the rules and house rules that we're using for the game, as well as a lovely list of NPCs. And while that has yet to be updated for the session that just aired, we will have that updated for that session and for this session very soon, and I highly recommend that you go check it out, especially if you are catching up after an extended absence or looking to introduce a friend to the stream. So, when last we met, you all had returned home after a job well done in Salsvilles. You had a couple of days of rest and recuperation and a little bit of a breather, and then things started to go very poorly. Very, very poorly indeed. One of your dear neighbors stumbled running towards your house, screaming and shouting in some sort of terrifying euphoria, and you discovered that he has come down with a case of St. Anthony's fire, an affliction that Asher has been treating in a local community not too long ago. Although this guy's case is quite special in that there is some kind of fungal growth growing under his nails, protruding out. You discovered this and tried to sort of trace down perhaps one of the sources when you discovered a strange mound growing up near their house. You investigated the mound and discovered it was some sort of stone-like thing. You investigate a little bit further, and then all of a sudden Layla used her ace and learned a lot more than I think she was hoping to learn. There is something deep and dark and very unpleasant at the heart of whatever this thing is, and sensing Layla's intrusion, the mass or whatever rose quickly from the depths and revealed itself to be a very large stone human skull, like 20 or 30 yards in diameter, stretching now out of the earth, less than like a 20-minute walk from your house where you and the rest of your family live, and with a gaping, wide opening between its two jaws and a pitch black void beyond. Now, as I recall, Layla and I believe Asher had sprinted far away in this revelation and did not see the rising skull head thing. But the rest of you did.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing?
At least backing away to a safer distance than like right near it, like Shaw and Eleonora were.
Yeah, I think the first move is, of course, a classic to stumble away from the thing that is coming out, falling and pulling yourself up and turning around and trying to get the scale of this thing and how quickly it's rising. Remaining around and not running off, but definitely keeping myself and Eleonora safe from any debris or cracks and further rising giant skeletons.
So now that the lower jaw has sort of like been exposed and you can see the teeth a little bit beneath it, the whole head thing has stopped moving and just sort of sits there looking towards and past you with, well, there aren't any eyes, it's just two eye sockets.
Oh, I don't think it can. It's not true. Do you think it can see us?
I don't know. I don't think I really want to test it either.
Who moves this thing? We need to call the guards. I've only an order. Somebody.
Yeah, no, I agree. We should, I guess, go up the hill. I mean, we literally have a, kind of slipshod, but a battalion that's forming. Maybe
Get to
they can do
we get to
something.
the house. We get to the house now.
Okay.
Get ready. And yeah, take off as fast as these old bones will carry me.
Well, you stumble and sprint and jog your way towards the house, catching up to Layla and Asher, who I presume are going to join in the headlong sprint towards your home.
If I see the rest of the group running, I am joining in the running. I will ask questions later.
That is kind of what I figured. Great. So you all make it home out of breath and gasping for air. We have, of course, Ibrahim, your father, and Sarah, as well as Old Klaus, Paul, and Klaus, the three, and their two kids who are currently at home, who are all sort of domiciled within your house. And they are very curious about what happened and why you are out of breath and what the hell is happening.
I think the first move that Shaw will take is to kind of motion for the kids to be moved off to the side to bed, and then we'll absolutely speak to the rest of the adults in the family here, that we need to pack our things and be ready to go. I don't know what's happening, but it's not good, and it's probably out of our immediate means to fix on our own without getting word to somebody. So we need to we need to both be ready to leave and get word to the city.
Ibrahim is he's like, okay, I of course. What did you find? What was that?
A massive thing, a giant skeleton holding itself from the earth.
A what?
A skeleton?
A
Exactly.
spirit or something. But we need to be ready. We need to be ready to both leave and, like I said, send word. The guard might buy us time, but an army to take this thing down. We can buy time with ourselves, certainly, but I don't know how big it's going to be. It's not going to be good, though.
Ibrahim is going to ask, okay, so we have the Burmester, who is charged with protecting us and these lands, but we have to go past that in order to get to him. At least not without taking a long detour. Do we go to Salzbilz, to your friends, the forts? Or do we go to the town in Riga and
I mean, the town most likely. It's closer and well,
it's about equidistant from the Burmester's estate is the closest. It's like half an hour walk, maybe 2 or 3 with a big detour to like give yourself plenty of room. It's like a 5 or 6 hour journey to either Riga or Salzbilz.
Okay. Salzbilz could be helpful. They would likely answer our call quicker with less questions, but they are hurt and still recovering. Riga will have fresh soldiers who are eager to kill something that is not each other. At the very least, maybe they'll... somewhere in their inner fightings, they'll have some way to take this thing down. So, the manor and the city is my thinking. All the help we can get. I mean, it's a giant skeleton.
Do any of you know why this is happening?
Did anyone touch
Ibrahim.
any books that they're not supposed to touch? Anything like that?
Everyone present is as mystified and as terrified as you all are. So there are 2 other households that are in sort of your hamlet cluster, relatively near to you. 2 additional sets of neighbors you probably would like to inform / like warn or collaborate with as part of this decision. We've got Marigold, Isaac, and Friedrich, who are a trio with their kids, and we also have Theodosia and Franz, who are the sort of the heads of the 4th and final house of the homestead, or the hamlet, excuse me.
Layla is going to ask if any of them like mess with the hill at all. If they dug by it.
So old Klaus and Paul are like when it first bumped up, yeah, sure, they took a look, but they thought it was just weird or whatever, they might have poked it with a stick or something, but then they left it alone, and they've not been doing strange magical rituals in that particular spot. They have no idea.
Okay, just please don't poke at any other hills.
They are they are happy to promise that, and swearing by all that is holy. They are happy to make that guarantee.
Okay, so game plan then. I think we should definitely warn the neighbors if they haven't figured it out already. Um,
Yeah, I would agree with that. Everyone should get a chance to kind of make their own way right now if they choose.
mhm. So tell neighbors, tell the burmister. Get to Riga? That what I'm hearing?
I don't
Yes,
have the
like plan.
bandwidth to fight a giant skeleton. So.
What does bandwidth mean?
Alright.
When
So-
you take, when
I
you
just
take-
can't do it by myself. Like if you tried to stretch a rope too thin wrapping around something.
No
Right.
one's asking you to do things on your own.
I mean us as a whole. We can't fight a giant skeleton. The 10 of us with some pitchforks and torches really isn't gonna do it.
Pitchforks.
We have those, right?
So we need a wider band, is what you're saying.
We need to get to the
yes,
city.
yes,
If
actually.
we can, let's refocus here. Thank
Yeah,
you.
if we
Okay.
can get to the city and get the armies that are there, we stand a chance.
That's my
and-
thought. Yeah.
So as you're having this conversation, you hear someone calling out, "Beatrice, Beatrice, Beatrice, where are you?" And you can tell that while whoever's doing the shouting, you're not quite sure who's doing the shouting, they are trying to remain calm while not being very calm at all.
Question: can we like hear skeleton footfalls at all, or anything that
No.
could that?
Nothing like that. Like
Okay.
since as I mentioned earlier, like as soon as sort of the lower like jaw sort of cleared the earth, the whole thing has stopped moving.
Okay, just making sure it hasn't started.
Yeah. No, I
running
would make sure that if that were to happen, I would not let you miss it.
Okay.
Well, Shaw is going to start getting his things and being ready to move. So if someone else wants to look into the concerning person outside our door for the second time tonight,
Yeah, just
this
normal
neighborhood's
things.
going to hell.
Do we know the name Beatrice?
Yes, Beatrice is the kid of the trio here. She's like a 6-year-old kid.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he would head out for that and
Yeah,
see
so-
who was calling.
Yeah, so it's Friedrich, who's one of your neighbors and one of Beatrice's parents who is calling out. He also is looking a little ill, a little worn around the gills. But he sees you and is like, Alexis, have you seen Beatrice? Oh, old Klaus. Oh, I'm so glad. I didn't see you in your house, and I was so worried. Are you all? Is everyone here all right?
Yes.
Did you? Have
have-
you seen?
have-
Have you seen Beatrice? Have you seen her?
No. Have you before we go too far into this? Have you seen anything weird yourself lately?
The head.
Okay.
The skull.
Okay.
It's right by Klaus. Yes, that is why I am looking for Beatrice right now.
Where
I-
was the last place you saw Beatrice?
She was. I had her go and fetching herbs out. She shouldn't have strayed too far from the house, but I've been looking for the last 5 or 10 minutes, and I don't see her. And she's usually really good about coming when I call.
Okay.
You've not seen her at all.
No. We
all right.
saw the skull come out of the ground. We came back here. In our panic, we weren't necessarily looking for anybody else either.
I understand. I have to find Beatrice. I have to find Beatrice.
Look,
I will.
I'll go with
yeah.
you and help.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So he's gonna sort
Before we go
Mhm.
too far, what time of day is it right now?
of. As I recall, it is mid-morning.
Mid-morning. Okay.
'Cause
So
you were
it's
up.
bright out.
It's way too
yeah,
early for this.
Okay.
It is bright out, but you all have been awake for like 5 or 6 hours because old Klaus came running out like in the middle of the night. So
Yeah.
you've been awake and functioning for like a long time.
No,
even though it's
I was
only
more
the
so
morning.
asking for like if I still need a torch or not.
No, it's plenty bright out. You can see fine.
Okay. But yeah, so I will go with them to help find her.
All right, you're out helping. Helping. Who did I say? Yes, Friedrich, looking for Beatrice. Awesome. While you two are doing that, so Saul, I heard that you are helping pack things up.
Mhm.
What are the rest of you doing right now?
Probably going to more neighbors and just, making them aware, if they are not already aware, that there's a giant skull outside of Klaus's house.
Awesome. All right. So, Eleonora, you head over to your neighbor's house. You know that Friedrich and Isaac and Marigold are all aware of this, but you go and you check on Theodosia and Franz. Their house is sort of like, if we got sort of an arc of houses, their house is over here, sort of furthest away from the skull and is likely to come in like contact with it. They were not aware of this. They are glad that you let them know, and they're like, yikes. And what are you doing? What's the plan? What are we doing?
Well, we're planning to get out of here, at least somewhere safe. Maybe up to the Burmester. We're gonna let him know what's going on, because at least, he's been doing something about gathering troops anyway. Maybe they can help.
Is that what Violet's doing? Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, that sounds like a fantastic plan. I need to go and get Violet and Edwards, my two kids who are working for the Burmester. So, can we go now? Let's go now. Can we go now?
I mean, it did move up at kind of an alarming rate, so I think you should.
Then let's go tell the Burmester and let's get our kids out. So this is Theodosia who you're talking to, and she is gonna like step out of her house and like make a brisk pace to like eventually join up the road and head to the Burmester's estate and bypassing this skull for getting quite a safe distance. Are you going with her?
Yeah, I think so. I think that'd be a good idea.
Great. So, Eleonora, you're walking off. It's going to take you, like I said, like an hour or so to get to the estate. No, like 2 hours with the estate because of the detour. Great. Layla, what are you doing?
Other than panicking, I am.
Good first choice.
I think I'm looking for like something that I can hit the skeleton with, because I don't really know what to do right now. So I'm just like grabbing things that could be weapons and throwing them in a bag.
Awesome. Okay.
The pan. Get the pan.
Yeah, that's
Cool.
I think the pan's
Sarah-
not clean, so I have to wash it.
Yeah, Sarah sees what you're doing and is like, "Oh, you're washing the dishes. That's so thoughtful, but that's not what we need to be doing right now." Or Layla, let's pack our essentials. Let's help Saul. Let's help Saul. Get everything onto the cart.
So we need something heavy to hit it with.
So it's you said it was like 20 or 30 yards diameter, right? That's how big that was.
Yeah, so I need a bigger pan.
No. I don't think we're gonna hit the. No, I think we're not gonna do that. We're not going to try to hit the big thing. We're not gonna try to do that. We're gonna let that go. We're gonna let the professionals do that. We're just gonna get our stuff and go. And you can really help us by, she's like thinking and like looking around and like gives you 3 like totally random and pointless jobs, but is like they're very specific tasks. And she's like, why do you do these 3 things? Okay, Layla. Okay, is that all right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Great. Thanks so much. Get focused and let me know when you're done. And I'm sure there's plenty more to be done. And she is off in a tizzy, also trying really hard not to panic as she like tries to take stock of her life and figure out what she needs to keep and what she can let go and leave behind. While that's all happening, Asher, what are you doing?
I was gonna go a similar route, so I will reroute slightly to say that I am looking for things that will be helpful in escorting these folks. We do have a number of people who are sick / on the older side that are gonna need some help getting out of here, so I'm looking for anything that might be able to aid their mobility or just the general transport of these people to Riga.
Awesome. So I mean, you do have the carts. Let's see if you have any animals, because like on loan here that could be used to pull it, or if you're going to need human power to pull it. Let's say 1 or 2, 3. So unfortunately, there are no mules or horses in this particular hamlet. They're on loan to one of the other hamlets. So you could go to that other hamlet and see if you could negotiate for that animal, which would let you carry a lot more in the carts, or just make do with the cart that you have, and try to like build some like rough sledges or something, to like drag people and goods behind.
If you stop Layla from panicking, I think she could help some with that.
I'm sure that she could.
I think
Yeah.
it wouldn't even be stopping you from panicking so much as just like seeing like, oh, this is like an extra set of hands. And I will wave Layla over and see if you can help me with the jerry rigging and etc.
Yeah, she's
Awesome.
generally good with things like that, so I'm pretty sure she could.
All right. So Alexis, you and Friedrich have been looking for an hour, and you don't see Beatrice anywhere. The only place, like, and you've looked in everyone's houses. You've like, maybe she's playing like hide and seek for some like bizarre reason. She's not in any of the houses. She's not in any of like her typical hiding spots. Like,
we checked
she's
near
6.
the skull.
You have checked near the skull.
Okay.
But I mean, I imagine you're probably looking to keep your distance as much as you can. You know, give me a perception roll, which is going to be d20 plus d6, and then if you have anything else that helps in like keen eyesight and observation, then that's just the d20 and the d6.
Yeah, I don't think a torch or a pickaxe would help with that. So,
No, lamentably.
So that is a 14.
That is a 14. Okay. Okay, so that is a mixed success, essentially. You see some sort of movement in the mouth of the stone head. Not like the head is moving, but like there is something inside of the head that is stirring in that sort of mouth region.
And you were saying the light stops at a certain point with that, right?
So it's very dark in there, and like the sunlight doesn't have a lot of like angles to penetrate. At least not very far in.
Okay. I would probably turn to Friedrich at this point. Say, look, I might do something risky here. If anything happened, run back, get some people to help. All right.
Friedrich looks to you like, whoa, no. What if we should get more people first? Like,
well, if she is called into that mouth, I don't want to wait.
Oh, you don't. No, you don't. You're not. No, not
Look,
my baby. No,
I'm just telling you, I saw something moving in there, and if it's her being a child and not thinking with fear in her heart like we have as adults, and just being inquisitive and going like, oh, cool, big stone thing. I need to check. And I'm
Cedric
telling you,
is-
if
yeah.
I disappear, the mouth shuts, anything, go get people.
I'm just gonna go get your family right now. Godspeed. May Jesus keep you safe and secure. And he's sort of booking it
Yeah.
back to your house.
At that point, then I would light a torch.
Great, you've got a
And
torch.
start approaching it. I
All
do
right.
have proficiency with torches, just so this
You
is
do.
known.
Yes, thank you for letting me know that
And-
you never know when that could be useful.
About the point where it's like I could get the torch into the mouth is where I would first start.
Sure.
Just kind of not put like my hand into it, but make sure like just to see what I could see inside there. And
Yeah. Okay. So it's a fairly large room that takes up most of the interior of this skull head thing. There's sort of a like a little antechamber almost, and then it opens up into a wider, rounder room, and then you can't quite see the very back of it.
do I still
What-
see like some movement towards the back?
So you don't see movement towards the back, but it looks like sort of on the very edges of your vision, without it's limited by the sort of the front entrance. There's like things. You're not quite sure what they are, but they're sort of gently like swaying and pulsing off on the side of the floor of that chamber. You can't quite see what they are from where you are currently standing, but there's clearly like something in there.
All right. I'm just looking through my powers real quick.
Yep.
You know, at this point, he's gonna mutter to himself. He's like, "Could have stayed in Russia. You could have paid your debts. You could be gone from all this. Oh, why does it got to be a kid?" And he'll step into it.
Right. So the ground that you're stepping on is like squishy,
Mm-hmm.
like moist, like it like
Yep.
as you like step on it. As you step inside, there are the things that you're seeing that are sort of slowly and gently moving. They're like these big, like spherical, like sacks
Mm-hmm.
of like you're not quite sure what they're of, but they're like pulpy, and they're like growing out of the wall.
I don't like
But
that.
they're not that like they're not the like gray color of the head. They're a much more vibrant like red and like mucus yellow.
Mm.
Now they're not like crowding the entranceway. Like there's a good like 2 yards walking distance from where you are to the back of this chamber, and the like sack fleshy things are off to the side.
Okay.
You also see at the very very back of the chamber, it looks like there is a hole going down.
How big is that hole?
Probably like 8 feet diameter.
Okay. And can I see how far down the hole is, or does it just go straight to darkness?
So from where you're standing, sort of just inside the entrance,
Mhm.
the only thing that you can see with your torchlight is that there is a hole. You have to get right up next to the edge of the hole in order to take a proper look down and see how deep it's going to go.
Yeah, I'll walk carefully over to it, making sure not to get close to any of the sacks or anything like that.
Yeah. Cool. So the ground continues to be like wet and like squishy and like giving way under your feet a little bit. And you also notice that like these sacks or whatever, they're like moving away from you. They're like pulling away from moving, like trying to like move or like compress themselves away from you. They don't like move very far, but they are definitely like.
Now, is it the presence of me or the presence of like the torch?
You would have to do some tests to find out.
Not gonna spend the time for that.
Fair enough. You walk to the edge of the hole and you look down, and it goes down a long way. And like the whatever you're walking on this floor, like that texture of it like continues down into the hole. And like makes for it has like a very different like textural quality to that like gray stone like wall, everything else that this seems to be made out of.
Okay. So here I'm gonna ask if I could do some jerry rigging or something real quick.
So you would, but you hear something landing behind you.
Oh. All right. There'd definitely be that slow turn back of like, oh, please let it just be my imagination.
It is not your imagination. So something has like dropped down from the ceiling or wherever you weren't looking. It looks like, well, it used to be a person, but it's like hunched over and like looking at you, and the skin is all like this like calcified gray color, and the features from the face have all been like stripped away. There are no eyes, but the head still like looks at you, and it starts to sort of slowly shamble and move towards you. It's not particularly fast, but it definitely knows that you're here, and it definitely is interested in getting a lot closer to you.
Okay. So and you said how wide is it? Like, is there a decent gap to get by it?
So, no. The like walkway that is free from like getting really close to those sacks is like 6 feet, and it's dead center in the middle. And like I said, it's human sized. So you could try to like zip around past it, but it'd be a tight squeeze, and you'd have a really good chance of running into either it or running into those sacks.
All right. Tough situation I put myself in, but hey. So I'm going to use a power for Decepo if I can.
Yeah.
And create an illusionary sound to fool somebody, and to see if I could get it to break like eye contact with me, and then the goal is to then go running and try to get by it.
What sound are you gonna try to make?
Because we were looking for that little girl, right?
Yeah.
I'll make it the sound of that girl, like just calling out for her father, and make it sound like it's coming from like just behind the teeth.
Okay. All right. Cool. So you use your power, and it pauses where it is, and then the head like snaps 180 degrees and looks behind. And like it stops there. This is your opportunity.
In that moment, the moment it like head would turn, I would start sprinting towards it.
Manage to get around past it.
Okay.
So I will give you an extra D6 for that, like that distraction that you got from your power.
Yeah. So it's a D20 and 2D6?
And 2d6, you're going to take the highest of the d6 and add it to that d20. And you want a 15 or better.
All right. So yeah, I rolled a 16 on the D20. So
Fantastic. Cool. So you managed to like just snake by as the head flips back to look where you were, and you sneak around by, and you are by the entrance, and potentially home free.
Mhm.
Uh,
yeah, would not stick around and would be heading back towards the house at that point.
All right. Cool. Yeah, you book it. You're out of there. Do you glance back to see what it's doing?
Oh no, I got
You're
out.
out.
I'm
Great.
out.
You're out. You're out. You're gone. You're home safe. You get home. Friedrich is there. Friedrich looks at you. Does not looks around. Did you find her?
No, if she's in there, I don't think we're getting her back.
Friedrich is like, oh no, like no, you're no, I don't know. She's
Look, and he'll grab his shoulders and just be like, and again, I'll use power of heart for this to comfort him. It's like, look, there was something else in there. So whatever I saw moving wasn't her. It was that. So she could be anywhere else right now. She could be fine. We don't know. But she's not in there though. And that's what we're gonna go with. That she's somewhere else.
Friedrich's gonna like, because you've used your power of heart, Friedrich's gonna like take a minute, calm down. He's like, you're right. Just gotta keep looking. I gotta find her.
Exactly.
All right. Thank you for going in there. All right. I have to keep looking. And he's gonna head out and continue searching. So we're gonna cut to three of you who are doing packing and prepping to leave.
I got a scene, if I might
Please.
borrow an Ibrahim. Or
absolutely.
Sarah, or whichever. Whomever. So there's a point, as most of the things have probably been loaded or it's moving out, is that Shawl is going to go to a loose board. Or rather, remind me really quick, do we just have dirt as a floor, or did we put down a few wooden boards?
It's going to be a dirt floor.
Okay. In that case, fingers in and going to swipe across an area he seems to have a great amount of familiarity with, and just kind of clear off around what is very clearly wrapped up kind of package, not like actual packages, but you know what I mean. And he's gonna hold it up and unfurl it, and some armor and a very well maintained warhammer that he's had since his days before he was part of the family appear. 4-pronged warhammer, and on the spike of the back is a small bell. If it's okay, it could very much just be practical. I'd love it to be against fear.
Sure, no, that makes complete sense for that to be on a warhammer. Absolutely.
It's and he's just very much going to pause over everything and kind of hold it with the familiarity, the armor kind of wrapped around, because it's mostly just a chain shirt situation, and just holding it kind of reverently until someone noticed him doing so. He'd probably be stuck there.
Ibrahim's walk over and put his hand on your shoulder and take a look. Well, good you kept it.
Figured I'd need it again, but prayed I wouldn't. I left that part of me behind in the woods.
Well, not all things can be left behind forever. And who knows? Maybe you holding on to this will help us hold on to what is important. Now, need a hand putting that on? It looks a little hard for men of our years.
I did it myself for years on end. Let someone put your armor on for you. There's just a moment they know you don't have enough to stab you in the back, but looks up. I'd appreciate the help.
Raheem's gonna clap you on the back. Of course, absolutely, Shaw. Me help you out with that. And he's gonna it's clear that he has helped other people put on armor before as well. And is very adroit at prepping it and getting it up and over and onto you and helping you shake it and shimmy it down.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. It comes down probably just with the way that he's hunched over the years from labor work. It's going to come a little bit below his knees at this point.
Yeah.
But he holds that warhammer in place of his walking stick with just as much smoothness and ease. We're going to get you all to safety.
We're all gonna get out of here to safety.
I hope and pray so. But
Inshallah.
I've had a good long life. I'm allowed to be left behind eventually.
No, you are not. You are my son, and we are all getting out of this together. No one, leaving no one behind.
A few interesting last words for the troubled. Come on.
We've many more years for you to think of better last words. No pressure to come up with them now. He looks at you very pointedly. We are all getting out of here safe and sound.
He gives him a big one-arm hug that clatters across the entire room, probably.
Yeah.
And will begin making his way outside and grabbing some last few supplies, but ready for anything.
All right.
It's
Fantastic.
Giants.
Cool. Yeah. Fabulous. Layla, Asher. Anything different? Any news? Any updates?
Other than the packing and moving people out, I think I'd like to do things quickly, expeditiously as possible.
Sure.
Yeah.
Cool. You're rummaging through stuff, absolutely. So Klaus and Peter are going to come to you and Layla, as well as one of your much younger sisters, who's where is her name? Maya. I was like, we need to get some of our things from our house, but can we have just another pair of hands so we can make this as fast as possible?
Please, by all means, let me help you. Yeah.
Thank you kindly. So they're going to leave Old Klaus behind, and they're going to head off. Maya will join you as you make the trek back closer to the stone head. Alexis, while this is going on, are you going to join them? You're going to stay and help back and schlep?
He would probably join them, but he's gonna grab his to-go bag himself.
Yeah. Cool.
Which will have his bow and arrow and a bunch of other supplies with it, just to have. Now knowing that there is smaller
Something
threats
in
out there.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay. Cool. You head off. I'm gonna get back to you later. So we're gonna jump probably at this point, another hour or so in the future. So Eleonora, you and Theodosia have arrived at the Burmester's estate. You can see that there are a bunch of people drilling in the courtyard. Everyone, there doesn't seem to be any air of panic, just sort of the usual tension that you would expect from a bunch of kids being taught military drills. As you approach the gates, one of the burmisters, it's like a sub assistant general manager of the estate, like one of many like sort of low tier aides, is going to come up to you and be like, "Can I help you?"
Yes, we need to talk to the burmister. It's an emergency.
The burmister is in Riga at the moment, but I'm happy to pass along a message.
Okay, if you want to pass on the message that there is a giant skeleton emerging from Klaus's house, the yard just outside, but we're probably heading over to Riga to get help anyway.
Oh, skeleton
Mm-hmm.
head, a giant skeleton head, you say?
Yep.
Fascinating.
We're just
Fascinating.
we're just as bewildered as you are, but no, it's there. You can check and see for yourself. It's not going anywhere, hopefully.
He looks at you. He does not believe you.
Yeah, figures.
He's like, okay, so can't give you any leniency on your taxes. Those are still going to be due come harvest time. I'm sorry that your family didn't take advantage of the burmister's very generous offer, but I'm sure this sounds very scary to you. And I'll certainly pass this along to the burmister. He takes the safety and security of his holdings, and which of course includes your homes, very seriously. And then we'll make sure to check it out and make sure everything is all right.
Could I potentially... I'm not sure if this is too much of a stretch, using a curatio power, but it's asking, what can I do to protect my friends? I'm not sure if that's relevant enough for this.
That's like a really big reach here. Yeah. I think if you wanted to roll and give an effort to get this guy to pay attention to you, or get the attention of someone else more important, that's absolutely something that we could do a roll for. But I think that's a pretty big stretch of the power.
Okay, yeah, no, I would absolutely roll for it. That's totally fine.
Great, cool.
Just to convince us, we're going to be worrying about everybody's crops pretty soon.
Yeah, absolutely. So you can just D20, D6, and then if you've got anything else that might contribute to this attempt at persuading and or fast talking from flaming.
Nope. Not at all. So yeah, we're gonna do it. The D20 plus D6. So that is a 17 total.
All right, fantastic. Well, so you managed to impress upon this flunky that you're not fucking around. And Theodosia there, it is being very insistent that she gets to talk to her kids now. And between the two of you, this guy is okay, peasants are weird. This is why I hate this peasant shit. Okay, yeah, absolutely. So as I said, the burmister is not here, but why don't you follow me inside the compound, and the Ulbroka administrator, it's the actual person in charge of the burmisters away. He's around. I'll make sure the two of you have a chance to talk with him and let him know. All right. He's gonna very quickly turn around and trot inside. Because he wants you gone and out of his hair as quickly as possible.
Fair. Oh, that's fair. I wouldn't believe either. That's a very strange thing to say.
On the way over, Theodosia is gonna call out to her two kids and get over here, and they're gonna sneak away. And as part of them sneaking away, the other kids from your hamlet are also gonna see this and be like, "Oh shit, this is weird. We better go and sneak out." And so they are all sneaking out and going to Theodosia and to you. And Theodosia looks to you and looks at all these kids in their fancy burmister uniforms and is like, "We're gonna head back to the hamlet while you talk to the administrator, because I don't think they're gonna approve of our kids getting. So we're gonna
good. Yeah,
And
please.
they, like,
please take them.
try to sneak out of the front gates, and like the only people who see them are like some hostlers or whatever, and they're just like, whatever, we're not paid enough to care. And they're out and they're gone. You go talk to the Olbroka chief administrator. The Burmester's like big, very fancy, scrolls and ledgers and like weird sculptures and shit. And he's sort of like snaps up and puts down his glass. Yes. Yes. Can you clean the mud off your shoes, please?
Oh,
This carpet is.
sure.
Mhm.
It's like she's doing that, I guess.
Who are you, and what are you doing in the Butterburster's office?
Well, I was just landing here. Points to the aide that's probably
Uh-huh.
already scrammed.
The aide is like tried really hard to like not be noticed and is
Uh-huh.
very unhappy that you've pointed him out to the boss.
Well, it's not going to be important later. It's fine. Just weighing this in her head. I'm Eleonora, and I needed to talk to the Burmester. He's not here.
Mhm.
I need you to go look at something that is currently very wrong with Klaus's house. This is going to sound incredibly strange. I don't know how to say any other way than there is a giant skeleton head currently popping out of the ground. Everyone else is very panicked about it.
He's gonna look at you. He's gonna look back at the drink, and he's gonna finish the glass and sort of put it down. He's gonna look at you again. This is a little beyond what my typical responsibilities include as administrator. However, in the Burmester's stead, fine. You, Nitwit, snaps and points at the aide there. You're gonna go and you're gonna talk to the sergeant, and you're gonna get a handful of these conscripts, and you're gonna head to the hamlet, and you're gonna tell me what you see. All right, capiche? It's like, yep, absolutely, boss. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Great. Now get out of my office.
Yeah, Eleanor just like, I guess the best like rushed and like not graceful curtsy that she can gets out.
The administrator is gonna like snort because he's an asshole and like pour himself a glass, put the glass down, and start drinking from the bottle directly, because he knows this is about to go tits up. Yeah, he can tell this
This
is
poor
going
man.
to be really bad.
Like-
So this low-ranking Burmester bureaucrat, we are going to call him. What are we going to call him? We are going to call him Stefan.
Okay, Stefan.
We're going to call him Stefan, and this is, I know many Stefans and Stevens, and they're wonderful people.
Mhm.
This particular Stefan, less so. So this Stefan is going to just like glare at you and glare at the thought of you and this nonsense that you have brought him all the way back into the courtyard, and is going to like go talk to one of the aides, so the person who's leading the drills, and there's going to be this conversation going back and forth, and then the person leading the drills is going to look and is going to see that there's a bunch of people missing from the ranks, and it's going to be like,
Well,
Well-
you have to go and get them anyway.
you and you and you report to Stefan. You're going to go to their hamlet, and you're going to assist the noble recruits who went off in advance of your mission to I don't fucking help Stefan out with whatever he needs. The kids are like, oh, goody, we're gonna like do something that's not drilling. This is so exciting. And they are like happily trot up, and Stefan glares at all of them and is like, fuck you, and fuck you, and fuck you, and fuck you. And the kids are like, okay. But Stefan looks at you and is like, all right. This is your hamlet. I'm sorry, I get all of your hamlets mixed up. They're all like the same. Is it the left one or the right one?
I mean, I guess Eleonora knows. I'm just gonna say it's the left.
Great.
Sure.
Yeah.
Canonically,
Stefan's
it is
like,
now the left.
It is now canonically the left. Stefan's gonna like step in front of you and like start hurriedly walking down the hill and like making the way to the hamlet. You catch up to Theodosia and the other kids who sort of peeled off. Stefan doesn't care. The other like soldier, whatever kids also don't. They're like, yeah, you went ahead of us. Like the sergeant said that you did. You were definitely not like defecting or running away from duty. No, of course not. Who would do that? We got a whole year's taxes. Wait, it's great. And you're going to make your way back to the village by the short and expeditious routes, leading you directly to the back of the big stone head. And Stephen's going to sort of turn the corner and you can see that. It's going to sort of stop. It's going to look back at you. And it's gonna... So, soldiers of the Burmester, it is now your job to investigate the that. And of course, the kids who have grown up here, there are I think 5 of them. They know that was not there when they left their home like several weeks ago. That is very much not. And then when they turn around and they see the front of it, and they're like, oh no. Hold up, we're not going to go into that. Stephen's like, you got to go inside for the security of the hamlet and of the estate. You got to go inside. The kids were like, no, we're not going to go inside. We're not going to go inside. Stephen is like, fine, I will go in first, and you will follow me. Understood. Kids are like, okay. He walks in, and the kids follow, and then you hear a lot of shouting and a lot of cursing, and you hear this like sound, and then another sound, and then the shouting gets a lot louder, and it's a little incoherent in terms of what's exactly going on in there. And then someone screams, and it sounds like they fell a really long way down. And then another couple of people scream, and also sounds like they're falling kind of a long way down. And then 3 of the soldiers sort of stumble back out into the sunlight, and they are covered in sort of like this fluffy yellow stuff. And they've got like goop all over their faces and arms, and their like uniforms are covered in whatever this fluid is. And they look at you. They sort of like sway a little bit. Like, we don't feel so great. And then you see that gray Hulk like shambling thing that Alexis saw step out of the mouth and like club one of them over the back of the head, grabbed them by the ankle, and began hauling it back inside. Now, Theodosia, whose children are inside that thing, has freaked the fuck out and just charges at this creature. Like, maternal instincts activated. She is gonna fight for her children, and she charges at the thing, and it like initially doesn't really like react to her running towards it, and it does react when she punches it in the face, and it just like poof, and like lands and falls flat on the ground. It's still twitching and like tries to get up, but she is like beating the living shit out of it.
Nope.
And
We're double tapping that. Nope. Nope.
What can you say that in a different way?
Oh, yeah, I'm absolutely making sure this thing is completely disarmed. We're not.
Great, cool. You go in and you beat it up, and it like it stops moving after like a couple of like really really strong hits to the head, and it just lays there dead. Theodosia's gonna like sort of like look inside, and it looks like most of the soldiers or the kids really are they're just lying passed out on the ground inside there. And so she goes to like drag them out.
Yeah. Same.
One of her kids, however, is missing. And you hear from the inside, "Help! Please! I don't know how long I can hang on here."
Oh my god, okay. Yeah, no, with that, Eleonora, like, has a horrible feeling. Probably going to also light a torch, and get in there.
Cool. So you get in there. The sacks that you didn't know were there, but you also knew were there, about half of them have popped, and the inside of the chamber is covered in that sort of like that goop and that like yellow pulpy stuff. You step and you squish and you splash on the like goopy floor, and you look down at the hole, and shining your torch all the way down, you see that Violet, one of the kids and one of Theodosia's kids, has stuck her spear into the wall and is hanging on for dear life and is looking up. It's like, "Eleonora, you have a rope or something? It's a very long way down."
Yeah, no, you're entirely right. How far down is she?
So she is like 15 feet down. She's like, "Yeah, the wall of this wall is like really soft and squishy, and is holding my spear really good. But I don't know how long my arms can hold. This is really tiring."
Yeah, no, don't worry. We're gonna get you out.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Eleonora would just have rope on her person.
That would not be something in your kit. However, at this moment, we have a bunch of other people who are heading toward Klaus and Peter's and old Klaus's house, including Alexis, who has his travel kit with a bunch of supplies, which I would imagine also include rope.
Yes.
Yeah, although, like, I don't think Eleonora would be thinking that, honestly. I think she would be thinking, I need to do something immediately.
Well, yes, you do think that, but also at this moment, Alexis and company arrive on the scene and see, like, there's this...
Okay.
There is something happening, and Theodosia is, like, looking at is pulling bodies out of the chamber, and...
Do we hear, like, the shouting for, like, Eleonora and all that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It echoes very, very well. If that's what was
heard, then he is going into that, because he doesn't see that shambling mound or whatever it was lying on the inside the mouth, right?
No.
That it's already been dealt with.
Shambling mound is like just outside, like just outside of the teeth, and is very, very dead.
So yeah, hearing that somebody inside's calling for Eleanor, not seeing her, is gonna assume she's inside there and that thing is in there as well. And just like hurry in.
All right, cool. You get inside. The situation is communicated. You have rope.
Yeah, I would lower it down as best I could.
Yeah.
For them, and then just like heave ho them up with Eleonora.
All right. Cool. Great. You haul Violet up. She is covered in this goop and this pollen stuff. There's not really a way for you to get her up without getting some of it on yourself. But you're up. She's safe. The spear is down there still, stuck in the side of the wall or whatever, and it doesn't seem to be going anywhere. And she gets outside and vomits, and then just sort of sits down and like focuses on her breathing.
In like a genuine moment of anger, though, Alexis is gonna look to like all the people covered in stuff. It's like, what made you idiots go in there and start touching things?
So all the people on the ground are like, they're out.
Oh, they're out.
They're
Okay.
like completely unconscious.
Okay.
The Adoja has no idea like what exactly happened in there. Violet does. She's a little like panicked and overwhelmed and like freaking out right now.
Yeah, and seeing that he's not gonna get a response is just gonna. All right. Is there anybody else down there?
Technically, yeah, but I don't think we're gonna get them back.
They go down the hole.
Yeah.
I don't think they're the first ones today either, if I'm honest. I unfortunately, I think Frederick's daughter may have ended up in there.
Okay.
We need to make sure nobody else goes inside that.
How do we do that?
I don't know. Honestly, if we get any more soldiers, tell them not to go in, but to at least... Because there was that thing, too. Lord knows if there's more. And I think it would just be better to have guards posted in case something else crawls out.
Mm-hmm. Well, so the Burmister's in Riga.
Oh. Good timing. Well... And I guess Riga is the best choice to go to now. I don't know if we should take everybody or not, though. Or at least send, while things are going wrong, most of the family to the castle for now. Well,
So while you're sort of going back and forth, Asher, you are on the scene and like have seen all of this transpiring. Is there anything you care to do?
I think there's a lot going on. I am more overwhelmed than Asher would probably be, given the different everythings about us. I think that not all of this stuff that's happened is actually visible to me in character, right? Because people are
No, what
moving.
you've seen just Theodosia pulling like completely unconscious people out of the mouth. These people are covered in some sort of goop, and there is some sort of like pulpy thing all over them all as well.
Okay, yeah, I'd like to help with that. And if I can get someone who is feeling like not just conscious but like okay, I'd like to take a closer look at what exactly this goop is covering them.
So Violet is the only person that is conscious at all, and like after a couple of minutes, like she's a resilient kid. She calms down enough and is like, willing to like talk and answer questions and let you examine her.
Okay. So I'm gonna be, nice doctor. Um, so you feeling okay? You can breathe okay?
Yeah, it smells really bad though.
I can imagine. Let me see if I can do something about that. If I have like just like a strong smelling herb, like a particularly fragrant dried flower or something, I'll give it to her to hold close, so maybe it will alleviate the smell even though it has no like mechanical purpose.
Mint.
Sure.
Mint, yeah, mint would be a good one.
Mint's everywhere. You can't kill mint.
It's true. It's true.
I tried. It's still there.
So
It's like
yeah,
the glitter of scents.
so you give her some very strong smelling mints, and that does seem to help like relieve some of the smell, and like she seems like, other than like exhausted and scared, she seems fine as far as you can tell.
Okay, so it smells bad. Did you see anything, or what does it like? If I can get a look at the goop, what does this like feel like? Does it burn or tingle or anything like that?
No, it feels good. Like, like when it's late and you've got a really nice fire going and you've had like a lot to drink and you're just like really relaxed.
Yes.
It's like this, but localized.
Huh.
It feels almost like too relaxing.
Is it like numbing?
No, it's like I'm so like at peace that I don't like that I'm just relaxed. I feel stuff, but like it's really hard to focus on anything or to think like really, really clearly.
Now, because I screwed up on the science last time, I don't know where we are on understanding of animals and stuff like that. So would I be able to come to the conclusion, the potentially incorrect conclusion, that this is like a predator numbing its prey kind of thing?
Sure. I'm happy. Yeah, I that is just beyond the limit of my medical knowledge of this period as well. I think that is a fine thing to surmise. Sure.
Okay. I figure it could even be like a folklore kind of thing rather than like an actual
Yeah, like science kind of
belief.
understanding.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. And like you also would know that like there are like plants as well that can produce like hallucinatory and like but also like really relaxing and calming, like hyper relaxing, hyper calming effects. Like obviously no one has access to any opium. That is very far away, and Silk Road is no longer a thing, at least in this part of the world. But like there are other plants, mushrooms in fact, that are like great for getting people out of their bodies.
Okay. Okay. I think that it's actually not of any danger for you, as long as we're not near the giant skeleton or anything like that. I would just try to get it off just in case, but I don't think that it's actually going to hurt you.
She's very relieved to hear that, but also like wants to get this stuff off her because she doesn't like feeling this relaxed and loose without there being a good reason.
Yeah,
there being a good reason for it.
Very, very reasonable. And is your strength okay? Like, can you walk?
Yeah, I think so. I'm a little tired, but yeah, I can walk fine.
Okay, I just want to make sure that I don't need to help you anywhere. Just try to, try not to get hit by anything. I'm gonna get you some water and just hang tight. We're gonna We're gonna figure this out, they say, completely lying to themselves. They have no idea if that's true. Yeah, I think I will carry on just helping move bodies if bodies need to be moved. I'm not concerned about the goop hurting them at this point. But if it's on any like faces or anything like that, I'd still want to wipe faces of people clean to just
Sure.
make sure that they're able to continue to breathe and they're not going to accidentally swallow it. Yeah.
Theodo's just there. She's happy to help you out with this. Cool. So you've got your house packed up. Klaus and Peter and old Klaus have some of their precious possessions and they've added to the cart. The other two households have a couple of items. Except of course Marigold, Isak, and Friedrich. They're not going to leave until they find Beatrice, or at least know what happened to her. They're like, we can't leave, because if she's just missing and she comes home, like we can't run that risk. So they're gonna stay, but they are sending their other kids with you to make sort of a pilgrimage of sorts. It is mid-afternoon at this point. You're packed up. It's going to be very slow going because you've got a lot of unconscious people, which makes that cart very heavy, even with the like sleds that you've prepared. And there is not really room for old Klaus on there. He's going to have to walk. But if you leave now, you should get to the city just as the gates are going to close for the night.
Okay.
Yeah, I say we should leave now.
Mhm.
Anyone who is able-bodied who can help pull/push can take shifts, because I think having people too crowded is like counterproductive, but like a few people at a time. Old Klaus obviously exempt because I think he has had enough today.
He's not in any state to pull that cart.
No. He can hobble along with his walking stick, for sure.
Now, something I think Eleanor would like to do is kind of give like a little like, wink wink, at the rest of the family and just say, I think I'm going to help out the people that are still here. Meaning that she is going to disappear for a second, use her ace to shape-shifting form into the strongest like thing that she can think of to be able to be a resource to drag more people.
Fantastic. Cool. You step out. What does it look like? What does it feel like when you shift into this? Probably a mule would be the best animal here.
Okay, mule. Okay. Yeah, I think it would just be another kind of like collage of memories again of just being in different mindsets and different forms, whether it was swimming or flying or crawling or digging. Now that she has that, just having that montage again until she gets to the form of a mule, which is more plowing fields or pulling carts or generally being a work animal. Those become a lot more prevalent until it becomes the only thing in that cycle, and there she is.
Cool. Mule. As a mule, you lumber out. Your family, aware of your predilections for shedding your skin sometimes, are happy to sort of hook you up and try to like dodge any questions about where this mule suddenly came from.
Yeah, just wandered off from one of the hamlets because people are panicking. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Mule Leonora.
Okay, that happened. So, everyone fine heading towards Riga?
Yes.
All right. Okay. You head off. It is a slow journey. Even like the mule makes this like not a snail's pace. Like you're close to like 2.5 miles an hour. But it's still like slow going, and like after a couple of hours, all of the unconscious people are sort of like coming to their senses a little bit, and they're groaning. Coming to a couple hours after that, and they're actually like awake and somewhat functional, and they get out of the cart and they can start walking, and that improves your pace up dramatically. The sun is setting as you get to that front gate of Riga. The soldiers there look at you, and they look at all of these kids wearing like the livery of the Burmeister, and they see that you're filthy and covered in some sort of goop, and they're just like, can we let them in? Is that safe? It's probably safe. The Burmeister wouldn't like it if we drove them out, right? Fine. Just come on in and don't make any trouble. As you get inside, the gate closes with a thud behind you. You're able to find accommodations. There's the one inn for the Jews, which is probably where all of you are going to end up staying, because the other families are not interested in like being particularly far from y'all, because y'all have been very helpful in this pinch. You go and you meet up with the innkeeper. Where are they? Blah, blah, blah. Holston Hadassah, there we are. Who can tell that you just need some food and to like sit for a bit, and so they just give you all like the best food that they have available for free, and they let you just crash in the common room. The day ends, and this is a great time to, I think, end the session, and we will pick things up for our final session in 2 weeks. Yeah, cool. Thank y'all for being here. We'll do final round of like outroductions. Who we are, where you can find us, and then we'll be done. We'll start with our TJ again.
Hey, TJ. I played Alexis, both he, him pronouns. Where you can find me is in 2 weeks back here for the final session. Outside of that, you could find me on Twitter liking risque artists and various other things. And there you can find me under Mr. Rogers_TJ. Moving on to Heck.
Alright. Hey everybody, it's me, Sir Heckalot, you know. And tonight I played Eleonora. Two of us use she, they pronouns. You can find me on all the social medias at Sir Heckalot, including Twitch, Itch, technically Twitter, even though it's kind of dying, Instagram. It's kind of. I'm also on Tumblr. I don't use it as much, but I probably will be soonish. Just find me. That's the best place to figure out where I'm going to be in the TTRPG space next, because I tend to wander a lot. But you actually won't see me until the 23rd. I'm going to be streaming on my birthday. It's going to be great. I'm going to be playing some Apocalypse Keys over on Indoor Adventures, and it's a really fun time. I'm very excited. After that, on the 24th, you can catch myself and Turk in Oathsworn, Odyssey of the Dragon Lords. On the 25th, you can find me over on Enchanting Sorcery, playing Into the Old Margrave, Into the Woods inspired 5e campaign. 27th, I'm getting all of the streams that I missed over vacation, pretty much. Things got moved around a lot. Find me on Dat Magic Juice's channel on YouTube for All Hail the Queen. And lastly, on the 28th, you can find me over on Lost Caravan RPG playing some Blades in the Dark, which is going to be real fun. But it's entirely out of me, so next.
I'm going to go last. Go ahead. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Hey everybody, I am Turk, or Turk Repented. If you also think Heck's haircut looks real slick, but I have had the opportunity and pleasure of playing Shaw, who he and I both use he him pronouns. And if you want to see more of me on your TTRPG screens for the evening, then weird. But again, You can find me this Thursday over on Last Transmission, which will be right here on the All Night Roleplay. Then for Oathsworn on the 24th, I run that. Greek mythology, high fantasy, smush them together. Ghost ship. That's my pitch. Usually I say more, but no. You can just get Ghost ship. That's what we're dealing with right now. Then on the 25th and 26th, I'll be running 2 consecutive sessions of Call of Cthulhu, which is warm-up over on Lost Caravan, which is warm-up for something I'll be doing over in August, which is Cthulhu Week, which unfortunately we are fully booked up on casting for, but I really hope you do join us. We have some awesome things to raffle away, and it's all going towards an incredible cause. People have been very generous, is all I will say. Yeah, wow, kind of blown away. But before that, definitely, most importantly before that, will be right here, August 1st. Gelgelim. Be there or be square. And if you're square, I don't think less of you, but like, not the first person I text to party. So, entirely too much out of me for the evening. Janie, if you'd like to take over.
Hi, I'm Jamie. You could find me places, and I played Layla. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Max. You can find me anywhere that I want you to find me on the internet at Arcane Goth. You can find me here 2 Tuesdays from now for the finale of this. You can also find me on Wednesdays on Critical Misses doing Under Hollow Hills. Phenomenal system, really fun stream. You can find me this weekend at the big Genshin thing at the Oculus in Manhattan. And the weekend after that at Shaolin Comic Con on Staten Island, where I am vending and selling crochet. That weekend is also Fae Fair on TTRPG, where we will be streaming. Donations will go to Trans Lifeline. There's a ton of fun giveaways. We have ebooks from Paizo. We have crochet from me. A bunch of cool stuff. And I think that's all I can get my brain to do right now. So if there's anything else, just check my Twitter for it.
Heck yeah. Hi, I'm Danielle Osterman Chive. I am the facilitator for Gelgelim, and I also made the setting. You can find me on Tumblr at ostermad-blog. And you can also take a look at my itch page, which is where the lovely stream website is. You can check out the games that I've written. You might find some of the things that I've written that might tie into what we're doing right now, which would be kind of weird and cool. Yeah, and I will be back here with these lovely and wonderful people in 2 weeks to see how this whole thing plays out. Yeah, that's it from me, and I'll see y'all in 2 weeks. Cheers, folks.